3 years after Nagatan to Aoto first aired, its second season has started airing this week on a Japanese network. The first season was based on the manga series Nagatan to Aoto, Ichika no Ryoricho by Yuki Isoya, first published on 25th October 2017 in manga magazine Kiss. Nagatan means knife in Japanese language, and Aoto means green pepper. The female lead is the knife and the male lead is the green chili pepper, a reference you'll understand when you watch the series. The manga's English translated chapters are available online on 2 separate sites, and the 10 episodes of Season 1 are exactly as depicted in the manga. There's a very pleasant review on this drama by Drama Jen on YouTube, and you should check out her assessment too. The story is very representative of Japanese cultural and historical ethos, a passion for food and its presentation, entrepreneurship, and silent support and understanding that occurs between married couples. The manga and drama is set in Kyoto. Kyoto used to be the capital of Japan till mid-1800s when Edo, present-day Tokyo, became one. The story of the manga takes place during Kyoto's occupation by Allied forces, which included America after World War II. The year is 1951. Ichika is a 34-year-old woman whose husband, 2 months into the marriage, drafted in the military to fight in the Second World War. He died on duty. Ichika's father, Kuwaroki, was the proprietor of a 200-year-old Ryotei restaurant called Kyoto. Ryotei is a type of traditional cuisine restaurant that is high-end and exclusive. It features private tatami rooms, that is straw mat flooring, cushions, sunken seating arrangement, and sliding shoji doors, in which a barefooted person sits in seiza, the kneeling position. There's an excellent piece by Shohei Toguri, published on 4th September 2025 on Bespoke Directory website, in which Toguri provides meaning of the various elements of tatami rooms, writing that this aesthetic allows the eater, quote, to step into a world where there is no separation between the floor and the furnishings, and this closeness has long symbolized a way of living close to nature in Japan. As a Western visitor, you likely find the paradox that simplicity itself can feel like a form of richness. Unquote. Ryotei type of restaurants have Kaiseki, multi-course meals, which relates to both skill and techniques used to prepare these elaborate meals, as well as how the food is served. In an article posted on Michelin website on 16th June 2025 with no byline, it is written, quote, Kyoto's Ryotei culture traces its roots to the philosophy of wabi-sabi, a reverence for imperfection and impermanence, shaped by tea master Senno Rikyu in the late 16th century. Seasonal Kaiseki meals unfold in quiet, choreographed elegance. Here, hospitality is an art form. Kimono-clad proprietresses oversee every detail, and each course reflects the shifting moods of the season, not in words, but in flavor, color, and form. From cherry blossoms in spring to the hush of winter, these spaces offer more than a meal. They offer an immersion in Kyoto's cultural memory. Unquote. The article goes on to mention 10 Ryotei dining houses currently running in Kyoto. Kyoto is famous for Kaiseki cuisine, Kaiseki Ryori. You will notice that the architecture, decoration, and furnishings are all to provide the guest with a peaceful, relaxed dining experience in harmony with nature, in complete separation from the polluted, noisy, and industrialized, mechanized outside world. Food is an intense cultural and spiritual experience in Japanese way of life. It's the way in which Japanese people communicate with each other and with foreigners. Reading multiple online articles, I've come to know that Kaiseki cuisine, Kaiseki Ryori, are small portion dishes containing 6 to 15 beautifully presented unique courses of steamed, simmered, or grilled dishes, sliced raw fish, sashimi, tempura, rice, pickles, and a small dessert. These dishes are served in roughly 7 to 10-minute increments. Various soups and broths are used as palate cleansers. This culinary experience is focused on balance, texture, and natural flavors. It's simple, minimalistic, and in complete harmony with nature. The attention to detail in presentation includes choice of tableware and edible garnishes. Today you can find different kinds of kaiseki menu places with varying price ranges, of simple to classic to premium dinners. For example, in a Ryotei, a restaurant that specializes in kaiseki, the experience is exclusive and expensive because you book an entire room in a Ryotei restaurant. No one is waiting for you to leave and nobody's in a rush to get you to leave your table. Then there's a ryokan, a traditional Japanese inn or hotel with a built-in kaiseki dining room. Last but not least is a generic restaurant with a kaiseki meal option, as well as a simplified lunch course, which is budget-friendly. There's an online article titled Guide to Kaiseki, Japan's Dainty Decadent Dining, posted on 21st August 2017 on gurunavi.com site, which explains this in greater detail, and I'm sharing it here. Quote, the name Kaiseki, literally bosom pocket stone, refers to a centuries-old practice in which Zen monks would place a hot stone in the bosom pocket of their robes to help ward off hunger. Kaiseki began in the 16th century as a simple meal of miso soup and a few side dishes served in the style of chaiseki, or Japanese tea ceremony. Like the tea ceremony, the dinner was comprised of multiple small courses meant to be enjoyed slowly and deliberately. The meal is traditionally served at a banquet or ryokan, an old-fashioned Japanese inn. Kaiseki would eventually draw influence from a number of traditional Japanese meals, including yusoku ryori, imperial court cuisine originating in the 9th century, shojin ryori, Buddhist temple cuisine, 12th century, and honzen ryori, samurai warrior cuisine. Over time, kaiseki grew in popularity among aristocratic circles and foreign chefs. The basic principles of kaiseki cuisine. Every course is designed to reflect the time of year and the location where it was made, with the belief that fruits and vegetables are at their most tasteful and nutritious when they are in season. The style, number, and order of dishes served are at the discretion of the chef. For this reason, a true kaiseki course menu rarely lasts longer than a week, as kaiseki chefs make changes to the menu as they see fit. Just as much a piece of art as it is a meal, a great deal of attention and care goes into the presentation of each dish. Every detail down to the color, shape, texture, and taste is balanced out on the plate. Garnishes can include real flowers, don't eat those, and are deliberately placed to enhance the visual appeal of each dish. Importance is also placed on using locally sourced ingredients as much as possible. While this may be difficult in bigger cities such as Tokyo or Osaka, kaiseki chefs will attempt to use as many local ingredients as possible. This adds to the uniqueness of every dining experience, as the menu is affected not only by location and season, but also the current year's harvest. Some menu items are even arranged on the plate to represent the physical attributes of the area, such as forests, mountains, and rivers. Unquote. To explain kaiseki courses, I've used images from ryokanwanderings.com, which are actual images of the food that Leah Yuti, from Ryokan Wanderings, a published blogger, living in Japan for the last 15 years, has shared on her website. Quote, the beginning, sakezuke, a starting appetizer, often a small cup of regional or homemade omeshu or sake. Hasun, the second course, which sets the seasonal theme, typically one kind of nigiri and several smaller side dishes. The middle, mokuzuke, otsukuri, a sliced plate of seasonal sashimi. Soimono, one of futamono, a lidded dish, typically a soup. Agemono, a deep-fried dish, typically seasonal tempura, some fresh seafood and local vegetables. Yakimono, some type of flame-grilled main, can be fish or meat, presented generally in a dish of pretty pottery or earthenware. Takiawaze, generally bright simmered vegetables served with meat, fish or tofu. The ingredients are simmered separately. Suzakana or sunomono, vinegared appetizer, a small dish generally of vegetables served midway in between the mains, generally to cleanse the palate. Nabemono, a type of shizakana. The soup hot pot dish can be served with tofu, vegetables and or meat. The one shown by Ryotei is an Aomori prefecture speciality. Wanmono, two of the fotamono, another type of lidded soup dish served in between the mains. Shizakana, another main dish which should be of substantial stomach-filling nature, also signifies the kaiseki is coming towards its end, can be a meat, fish, hot pot dish. Ryotei also shared shizakana from the second night that she went to this restaurant. She says there was so much more food in this one. She also writes that heiashibachi is a dish in the kaiseki repertoire that she has never experienced, as traditionally it's only served in the summer when she's normally overseas. And this menu is from the winter. The dish is meant to consist of chilled, lightly cooked vegetables. Nakachoko, another palate cleanser, may be a light acidic soup. Moshimono, a steamed dish, often chaman mushi, that is steamed egg custard, filled with seasonal ingredients like mushrooms, pieces of seafood, local vegetables, and most likely a ginkgo nut. And at the end, the shokuji gohan, or konomono, or domewan, which is a rice dish made with seasonal ingredients with seasonal pickled veggies, and a miso-based soup. Mizumono is a seasonal dessert or local dessert specialty wagashi, or Japanese confection, for example fruit, some types of sweets, ice cream or cake. Unquote. A student, Sai, in Kyoto, shared her kaiseki meal experience on Beyond the Bubble website. She also shared images. She describes the multi-course meal's first dish as, quote, the starting dish consisted of sea cucumber, raw squid nigiri, and small fish caught from a local lake. Adorning the plate is a yellow ginkgo leaf displaying the seasonality of the dish. Second dish. In this tiny bowl is a small tofu dish consisting of incredibly soft tofu, miso, pine nuts, and bits of cod. It came piping hot and was several people's favorite portion of the meal. It is exemplary in showing Japan's mastery of simple ingredients. The third dish. You are meant to take the flowers and tear the petals into the sauce, once again displaying the meal's seasonality and full use of every part of organic material. The last course before dessert is usually always rice, meant to be the final dish to fill you up. Unquote. And dessert that she was served consisted of seasonal fruit. This gives you, the viewers and listeners, an idea about what a kaiseki meal in a Ryotei setting might be like. Many J-doramas seem like gourmet food porn. For example, Kimura Takoya's La Grande Maison Tokyo has him playing a disgraced Michelin star chef, opening up a new restaurant with a female chef. It's full of amazing food. By synopsis, its target audience is middle-aged foodies. Fermat Kitchen, also known as Fermat's Cuisine, is a Japanese manga series written and illustrated by Yugo Kobayashi that has been adapted into a TV drama and an anime series. In it, a high school student uses mathematical principles to cook food. Since the manga was serialized in Monthly Shonen Magazine, a magazine catering to adolescent and young adults, its target audience is obvious. Miwo Tsukushi, Ryoricho, and its sequels are based on the series of novels written by Kaoru Takada. The story follows a Meiji-era woman. Meiji-era reflects Emperor Meiji's time period, which was from 1860s to 1910 or something. So the story follows a Meiji-era woman who gains confidence in her cooking by experimenting and merging the taste of Osaka and Edo, now known as Tokyo. Target audience has to be women. Another drama, The Emperor's Cook, is based on the non-fiction novel Tenno no Ryoriban by Sugimori, in which the main character is based on a real person, Dokuzu Akiyama, a Japanese chef who served as Emperor Taisho's and later Emperor Showa's imperial chef. He studied Western cuisine in Paris and was influential in spreading French cuisine in Japan. You'll find many J-dramas and J-films on traditional or Western style of cooking or both, in historical and contemporary settings. Yuki Isoya, the author and illustrator of the manga Nagatan to Aoto, Knife and Pepper, was aided in the writing and drawing process by a food consultant and a Kaiseki proprietor. Even though it does contain recipes, this manga is not really about food, and if you're looking for exotic Instagrammable creations, this drama is not for you. If you are looking for a grand romance, this drama is not for you. Here, Kaiseki menu and Ryotei establishment are used to show how a woman with potential and her confidence-inducing husband defy conventions. You'll get warm, cozy feelings as time and episode passes by, but that's about it. You may also feel hungry, but that's about it. The female protagonist, Ichika, loves to cook and grew up watching her father, Kuwaroki, prepare dishes in the Ryotei kitchen, but she was banished from it at the age of 10 because girls are not allowed in Ryotei kitchens, and women cannot be chefs in Ryotei kitchens. The conservative nature and gender-based discrimination of women in professional Japanese kitchens exists even today. Justin McCurry of The Guardian reported on 25th December 2015 that sushi chef Yuki Chizui's restaurant Nadeshiko Sushi was one of thousands such eateries in Tokyo, but the only one with all female chefs. Pakistan-born and UK-based activist Malala Yousufzai actually visited her restaurant with her father in April 2019. She sampled her dishes and learned how to make sushi in the Japanese tradition. The reason for the discrimination is given by sushi chef Ono Yoshikazu, son of legendary sushi chef Ono Jiro, who told Mary M. Lane for a Wall Street Journal article that the reason why women couldn't be sushi masters is, quote, because women menstruate. To be a professional means to have a steady taste in your food, but because of the menstrual cycle, women have an imbalance in their taste, and that's why women can't be sushi chefs, unquote. Lane's article, dated 18th February 2011, was published in the Wall Street Journal and is also quoted in Alison Brown in her research paper Food Wars: Impacts of Gender on the Japanese Kitchen that she wrote for St. Mary's University. Brown writes, quote, Ono Yoshikazu's remark that women are biologically unsuited to be chefs is rooted in Japanese history and social structures that persist to this day. Indeed, the action of cooking in Japan has been coded by gender, which reinforces societal hierarchies. This comes from Japanese modern history, beginning with the Meiji period in which the construction of modern gender identities was formulated, and continuing through the post-World War II era, in which workplace hierarchies during the economic boom became gender-based. The gendering of the chef profession is mainly due to a combination of Japan's long history of the concept of a master in areas of artisanship and its interplay with gender roles in society, unquote. Todd Joseph Miles Holden's research paper titled The Overcooked and the Underdone: Masculinities in Japanese Food Programming Published in Food and Food Waste Journal, Volume 13, Issue 1 and 2, 2005, page 51. Published online in August 2006, states that in Japanese cooking shows, quote, even when female cooks are shown as presenting advice rather than being referred to as chefs, they are specifically called ryori kenkyuka, literally food researchers, unquote, which basically softens their authority on the subject. If this is the way things are even now, you can imagine what it must have been like in 1951's post-war Kyoto. Kuwaroki has 2 daughters, Ichika and Futaba, no sons. So after his death, another male chef, Togawa, takes over, but his cooking is unexceptional and the Ryotei restaurant starts losing business. He calls it a sinking ship. Also, the inheritance laws are such that the property does not go to the wife and daughters. In fact, they need a male heir and hence a marriage to keep the property. The daughters can only stay and manage the property if one of them gets married, and the husband as male would be considered the owner, not the daughter. Ichika, the eldest, was supposed to be the manager with her husband. In fact, her husband had gifted her a kitchen knife as a symbol of his appreciation of her cooking abilities. But he died in war, bills piled up, and she started working in a Western-style restaurant as associate chef under the watchful eye of friendly and supportive head chef. The irony was not lost to me that a talented woman and her female relatives, Mom Ayeko and Aunt Machiko, thought it was improper for her to even think of helping in their own Ryotei's kitchen. The restaurant is facing closure due to lack of funds and lack of customers. As heiresses, the only job of the daughters is to get a capable male successor from outside. Enters the owner of Yamaguchi Hotel Empire from neighboring city of Osaka, who comes with the proposal for Ichika's 30-year-old sister with his young son, 19-year-old university student Amane. Yamaguchi promises to financially help Kuwarokis and their restaurant. Of course, secretly he plans to seize control of the business, demolish the Ryotei, and build his own luxury hotel over the land. The arranged marriage is agreed upon. Futaba runs away with an assistant cook, and that leaves Ichika to save the family business. She tries her best to get out of this 15-year age difference alliance, to no avail. The leads in the drama look exactly like the illustrations of the 34-year-old Ichika and 19-year-old Amane in the manga. The scenes and dialogues are identical to the manga as well, so it's a pretty faithful adaptation. Amane's youth, education, and privileged status gives him the impetus to be blunt and suggest fresh ideas. He likes the variations and Western infusions Ichika makes in her Kaiseki meals. He thinks her food is delicious and tells her so. He's also the first one to tell Ichika that she is a great cook and should take over Ryotei's kitchen as head chef, an idea that horrifies Ichika as a traditionalist, a generation gap right there. Amane has no interest in following his father and brother and their expansionist exploitative plans. He wants to come out of their shadow. Plus, he is serious and protective. I think the writer is going for the old soul trope over here. He quietly encourages Ichika to believe in herself. He also develops what he calls romantic feelings for Ichika, so older woman, younger man trope is alive and well here. Female readers and viewers ages 15 to 35 can relish in the fantasy that you can have your cake and eat it too. I'm going to give you a summary of just one scene. A high-ranking American female officer, Morgan, from Allied Occupation Forces GHQ, does not eat anything made by Japanese cooks, male or female. And when she comes to Ryotei, because of its location and architecture, the express condition is that she'll bring her own foreign chefs. While Kuwaroki women throw a fit, it is Amane who gets the organizer to agree to one dish being prepared by Ryotei's Japanese staff that the guests can either eat or refuse. but that will be presented to them as part of menu. The organizer agrees. So under this condition, the foreign entourage comes. And under this high-pressured situation, Togawa, the head chef, abruptly quits, without any loyalty or consideration to Kuvarokis. And Amane gently pushes Ichika to take charge. She takes out her treasured gift from her first husband, the knife, hence honoring his memory, and racks her brain to think of that one special dish that will stand out, till Amane quips that Kyoto's weather is hot, and Ichika realizes that a dessert for summer season will be noticed and stand on its own. What she comes up with is a corn ice cream with mitarashi dango-style syrup, a Confucian Western delicacy which pays homage to the American officer's cornfield roots, where she lived with her parents. The officer Morgan misses her family, and the dessert becomes a way for her to reconnect to them, to her past, and to her life back home. She loves it and recommends the place to others. From here, Ichika crosses every hurdle in her way with Amane by her side, even though she doesn't fully trust him. The drama also shows that while she has her naysayers and detractors, a few good men provide her with platonic, unconditional support, and it was cool to see that. Watch it or read it on a rainy, leisurely day. And do check out Season 2 of Nagatan to Aoto, Knife and Pepper.